Hey Torino fans, so I've had 4 mechanical fuel pumps fail over the last few years in this car. As you all know, the mechanical is just sitting right down there. I've used every brand I could find and nothing lasted more than a year. So the goal was to convert this car to an electric fuel pump that puts out the right pressure for a carburetor. So the best place to install them is near the tank and as low as possible. So we're just going to start at the tank fitting here. So I utilized the factory hard line. I did cut it a little shorter here because I'm going to put a 100 micron fuel filter in here. So all the hoses are clamped with the round-edged clamps made for fuel lines, and then I put nylon braid over all the rubber sections. So I've got part of the factory piece here. It has 90 in it, so then I hose clamped it there. Here's the fuel pump. So the inlet side of the pump is connected right here. This is a Carter fuel pump. I'll post the part number in the description. I use a self-tapping screw for the ground right there. I bolted the bracket to the very thin rear subframe of this car, but then I also tack welded the bracket on because the bolts, you could not get them very tight into the thin sheet metal. So on both sides I did some tack welds. So we have the pump here. I use all 3/8 hose and fittings everywhere along the way. Now to attach it back to the factory rails, I unbolted the factory line up here and pulled it down, and then I cut it and I put a small single flare on the ends of all the metal so the hose would have something to grab on the ends. So that's about it. Everything else up front is still factory. I just bypassed the mechanical fuel pump. And then to power this thing, I already had a power distribution block here in the trunk for the old school Rockfords. So I just used one of these ports, put an inline fuse, and then I ran 12 gauge wire to a relay right here. This relay, I just need to run ignition wire back here to power the relay. But just to give it a test, you can hear the fuel pump. Fuel pump's pretty loud, but when the exhaust, car's running, the exhaust drowns out the fuel pump. So looks like everything should be good to go. Just got to run that line, and then I ran the fuel pump wires in this factory channel over here, and then just under the carpet I put a grommet going down to power the fuel pump. So a pretty clean install, not much non-factory looking here. So if you need to put an electric pump in your 70-ish Torino, here's a good plan for you. Thanks.